Hello, welcome to this update for Europe. Today's July 27th, Sunday. We have a possible severe weather outbreak in spots of Romania into Ukraine today because of this system that caused severe storms yesterday. Today, we might have even stronger ones in Romania because of a combination of factors there. So let's see what we have, what might happen. So there's here a level 3 that they issued spots of southern, southwestern Ukraine, northern Romania into Moldova. True. So a level 2 around it as well, in spots of Poland as far north as Belarus into Serbia, another level 2 in the Adriatic Sea. So let's see, a level 3 is across Romania, Moldova and southern Ukraine for very large hail, damaging gusts and tornadoes possible, and also I expect some heavy rain with flash flooding in those storms too. A level 2 was issued across Serbia to southwest Romania, mainly for large to very large hail, damaging wind gusts. A level 2 for across Ukraine for severe wind gusts and heavy rainfall and tornadoes too, and very large hail. A level 2 across Hungary, Slovakia, and extreme northeastern Czechia for in southern Poland, mainly for heavy rainfall. Another level 2 across the Adriatic Sea and adjacent coastlines for very large hail and heavy rain. A level 1 also across northern Italy, west Slovenia for heavy rain and large hail. Another level 1 across Switzerland and eastern France, Austria, Croatia, Slovenia for heavy rain. And two other level 1s across Sweden and western Estonia, Latvia for heavy rainfall. So be careful those areas. Let's start with this hail map. So this is not too impressive just looking at it because what we have today would be very dangerous, but this does indicate some very large hail, like more than 5 centimeters in diameter, showing across Romania, into Ukraine, Moldova, right in those areas, in the Adriatic Sea and other areas as well, and more large hail throughout Serbia's more spots in Romania too. And then Monday still shows some in those same regions. So the 3 hour probability is showing even higher. So the 3 hour probability even has some reds there, like and the hatched area for larger than 5 centimeters diameter hail. So I expect the maximum hail size close to like 6 centimeters in the strongest storm. So please be careful those areas. Stay safe. So we have this trough digging down, and this causing some stronger wind shear in those areas across right across Romania into like Ukraine, Serbia, those areas. And this will enhance the tornado threat too. So let's see. So this combination of wind shear and instability, because those areas there's a lot of cape as well, will lead to a volatile environment with the explosive development of severe thunderstorms on Sunday around noon into the afternoon. Might start around noon, and supercell thunderstorms are expected as the primary mode, as well as training multi-cell storms, a potential flash flood threat. Storms will rapidly become severe with threats from large wind-driven hail to intense damaging winds and torrential rain. The tornado threat is maximized to extreme northeastern Romania, northern Moldova, to southwestern Ukraine, where strong easterly near-surface winds are present, supporting enhanced storm relative helicity because of the stronger wind shear. And storms would likely merge to a larger cluster, move further east northeast into Ukraine afternoon and evening. The storm's primary enhanced the threat of hail and severe winds with flash floods. So please be careful those areas. Let's see if they say anything important here. So an outbreak of severe storms like across the region, the situation is dedicated by a wavy cold front that advancing mid to upper troposphere trough. The trough will swing from Serbia through Ukraine, providing synoptic scale lift. Ahead of the trough, strongly sheared environment will overspread the frontal zone. In the warm sector, initiation of the storms will be secured by the frontal boundary, the local orography, like the mountains there. And several waves of storms are possible, and the limitation of this forecast stems from the uncertainty of overnight and morning storm activity, which should be abundant, especially over western Romania. Storm coverage begin increasing after 9 UTC, like there will be like about noon in Serbia, and where moderate Cape around 1000 joules per kilogram combined with 20 to 25 meters per second 0.6 kilometer bulk shear, with the majority of Cape above minus 10 degrees Celsius, and supercells will be capable of large, very large hail, local combined with severe wind gusts. There'll be a potential for upscale growth as storms move towards Romania. So across Romania, isolated the development ahead of the storms from Serbia will be possible on the front itself and the mountains. A dry line will set up between the hot air mass and steep lapse rates in southeast of the boundary and the moist air mass close to the front. Here in this belt, fat Cape profiles with Cape exceeding 2000 joules per kilogram are forecast. The belt higher Cape reach to southern Ukraine, northern Moldova were curved horographs with 15 to 25 meters per second, 0.6 km bulk shear, and 0.3 kilometer shear profiles locally exceeding 300 meters second per second squared. So we support long-lived supercells and linear segments, and no severe weather hazards are possible, including very large hail, damaging wind gusts and heavy rain, and tornadoes as the storms travel towards Ukraine and northern Moldova. The dominant severe weather type will come down to the convective mode, either supercells or bow echo, or both, like supercells at first and then bow echo later. So the tornado risk will peak between 15 and 18, like between the afternoon into the early evening, between northern Romania, southern Ukraine, where still enough Cape will be present and 0.1 kilometer bulk shear exceeds 10 meters per second, with 0.1 storm relative velocity locally exceeding 150 meters squared per second squared, while low-level shear will increase further into the night. Storms will likely start turning elevated as they travel further north to Ukraine. The main threats will be heavy rainfall, severe gusts, and large hail, in case that supercells will remain part of the convective mix. So I just gave you a deeper explanation there, but it's already good for you. So please be careful, especially in the level 2 and especially the level 3, of course. So stay weather aware and be careful of the large hail. Try to stay inside. Be careful with lightning, and in case of tornadoes, please stay safe. Stay in a sturdy building, like far from windows and in a very strong place. I know Europe has no tornado shelters like the US, but please stay the last floor of a sturdy building, like the first floor, and far from windows. And please stay safe. And but it's just a medium tornado threat in general. It's not too high, so don't worry too much. But please stay weather aware. These storms will be very dangerous, even if there are no tornadoes. Just with the hail and damaging wind gusts. Some wind gusts in those storms might potentially reach like 120 km per gust in the strongest storms. So please be careful in those areas and stay safe. Here's the European model, shows those storms starting Serbia Western Romania, and then Sunday this goes later as more of a cluster or line continuing into Ukraine. So especially tonight as this goes. So stay safe. There's like the arpage here too shows as the low pressure lifts north, those storms form like a mix of supercells and multicells, and later they might be more like a cluster into Ukraine during the night, like they said. So be careful those areas. There's Cape too, and Cape might peak ahead of the storms, like in northern Romania, close to 2,000 joules per kilogram in a few spots, even showing like even more than 2,000 the average model in a few spots. So be careful those areas. Please stay safe. Let's see something here. So now let's just compare the European model to for like Cape if it shows something. In these types of situations, it's better use high resolution models, but there aren't that many high resolution models in Eastern Europe. But let's see, the European show like in the afternoon, even like 2,600 joules per kilogram in a few areas. So there's abundant instability, and you just saw that shear as well. So this will make this very volatile environment. So please be careful. And here, let's see something important here because this does help a lot to visualize it. So like, let's see across Eastern Europe. So there's like some severe weather parameters because here, remember they talked about the shear and storm relative realistic. So let's see, this is the storm relative realistic in those areas. So this is about 10 a.m. Let's put 5 p.m. Sunday. So it does show some very high values in northern Romania, spots are like extreme northern Romania into Ukraine, and similar to what they mentioned. So please be careful in those areas. There's this, and before the storms come, there's some steep lapse rates to help as well. So I think you got the idea. Please be careful there because today will be very severe. Potentially like one of the biggest ones so far this summer because there were some level 3 areas in June, but I think this will be bigger. So please stay safe and like let's just check some rainfall totals. So does show until Monday morning some areas are to 60, 70 millimeters, even Slovakia to 100 millimeters on the air patch. But if I put until Tuesday, the air patch is more than 100 millimeters across Ukraine, more areas there. So please be careful. And I think if a storm is strong enough today, it might even produce 100 millimeters just today in those areas. So be careful with flash flooding and stay away from floods. Be careful. So let's discuss some about tomorrow now. So because tomorrow around the Balkans in Adriatic Sea, Monday should be watched as well. So especially around Bosnia, spots in eastern Italy, in Croatia, there's like another severe weather setup across the Mediterranean region associated with a frontal system arriving in the main upper trough aloft. So the progress of a cold wave aloft and surface low forms over the Po Valley and moves towards the central Adriatic Sea. The low-level winds significantly intensify towards the low and cold upper levels, keep the instability high, like 1,500 to 2,000 joules per kilogram Cape. So be careful too here. Uh, you can kind of see Monday like some lower pressures across Italy from this map of the European model. And here on the storms, you can see like a low pressure near the Adriatic Sea and many storms in those areas. So please be careful. The max hail size is still elevated, close to 6 centimeters, up to 90 km per hour wind gusts. And some areas might receive some high rainfall, close to 100 meters, and still somewhat low to medium tornado threat. So be careful in those areas tomorrow as well and stay safe. Let's see the Cape here as well. The arpeggio is better for this. So here shows like Monday afternoon, but before the storms does show spots in Italy, it's like 1,000, a few spots to 1,500 joules per kilogram. Later, it kind of increases central Italy, like close to 2,000, and then spots in the Adriatic Sea into the Balkans as well. So please be careful those areas. And I don't know why this is working so bad, but yeah, stay safe. And because of the winds, the cold air loft and everything, plus the Cape, that the environment will still be conducive for explosive rapid development of isolated, scared, multi-cell, and even some supercell thunderstorms on afternoon Monday. So be careful, and they might still have some heavy rain and flash floods. So stay safe. And here you can also see like across Bosnia and into Croatia some more elevated Cape levels. So stay safe in those areas. Warm waters, and there's still this below average temperatures across northwestern Europe. And I made an outlook slightly longer yesterday talking about this, but just as a reminder, if you want to watch yesterday's video, go ahead. But still, like southern Spain and Portugal are very hot, Turkey, Greece, and southern Bulgaria. But even like Greece is still like hot, very hot, but still not as hot as a few days ago, but still very hot, especially around Turkey, spots 38 to like 40 degrees. So Monday next week shows higher, like Central Turkey, some 42 degrees, 41 to 42. Southern Turkey reached 50 degrees a few days ago. It's like the all-time record. So yeah, so for rainfall, does show until August 1st, this area across Ukraine to Poland as this major flooding threat increases, and into Belarus as well, 100 to 170 millimeters. On the European, the storms across Scandinavia as well, not too crazy, but still a few storms there. Some rain across the UK, and lighter further south, a little bit more further north across Italy and the Balkans, slightly heavier, and still shows northern to northeastern Spain a little bit, especially like tonight into Monday. They show a few showers Monday in Spain to Tuesday. And yeah, but no big storms. So be aware. And today, Sunday, still shows a few storms possible in Germany, France, those areas. There's their own model. It does highlight a few storms, Switzerland going to Italy and France. So not as severe as the other ones, but still be careful with a few storms. And here we do have this high resolution model that does cover Eastern Europe. So Sunday shows like those storms forming Serbia, some stronger ones in Hungary, in Croatia as well, and then those severe supercells in northern Romania, and they go into Ukraine later. So please stay safe. This model does show some high cape, and this model is particularly like very severe, shows even like 3,000 joules per kilogram. So please stay safe in those areas. Be careful. And it does show some flooding across Poland as well, the heavy rain. So stay safe in those areas. be careful the damaging winds, those storms, and like does show some strong winds the central Mediterranean to Sardinia, southern France, and northeastern of Spain. So yeah, stay safe.